Yesterday, I saw Rivers youth rushing to congratulate the son of the FCT minister who had just graduated from the King's College in London. And I couldn't help but to wonder if Rivers youth are actually under his spell, if we are jinxed, because that was the only thing that could come to my mind after seeing how he drunk onto the post of the FCT minister celebrating his son who had graduated from King's College. A man who practically destroyed education in Rivers State. Nyesom Wike came as a governor and met the scholarship program that his predecessor, Right Honorable Rotimi Chibike Amechi, kept in place and automatically and instantly revoked everything that has to do with foreign scholarship in Rivers State. And the ones that had already gone, he could not even have the presence of mind to have compassion on them. He cancelled everything, and Rivers' sons and daughters were stranded in various countries abroad for their studies. He said it was a waste of money. But here we are. The same man had sent all his children to a foreign country to go and study to get quality education. And Rivers youth who are victims of this abrasive action of the FCT minister are the ones, thronging on that post, to go and shout congratulations, to the son, and was saying all sorts of things. And I couldn't help but wonder, a man who destroyed your own future. Nyesom Wike came on board as a governor and acted as though he was at war with the education of Rivers people. Perhaps he did that because he knew that an educated populace of Rivers State would be a threat to the hegemony that he was trying to build. And he did everything to destroy education. When he came on board, the RSSDA, that was an agency that was put in place by extant laws of Rivers State to facilitate the education and welfare of the common and ordinary people of Rivers State, was immediately shut down when Wike came. And today, the same man is celebrating the graduation of his son. And this is not the first time. If Nyesom Wike was a man who has conscience or any moral rectitude, some of those things, especially the graduation of his own children from a foreign educational institution, would have been something that he would have kept very secret, owing to what he did to Rivers' sons and daughters here. That period was a very terrible period for parents of Rivers State. A lot of people who were already, traveled, when he made that decision to cancel those scholarships that were given, a lot of Rivers youth became stranded in foreign lands. Girls went into prostitution. Young men went into a lot of vices there because some of them decided that they were not going to come back. And then that decision kept Rivers' parents under heavy pressure because some of the parents had to start looking for ways and solutions to start funding their children's education abroad, something they never bargained for. Some of them went into selling properties. Some of them went into taking loans, something that government had already put in place to help and support poor people. Under the Amechi's administration, you didn't need to know anybody in government for you to get a government-sponsored, fully sponsored scholarship to any part of the world of your choice. And all was funded by the common patrimony of Rivers people as organized by the government. But Wike came and cancelled it. In fact, Wike's reign as governor of Rivers State was the most destructive period in Rivers history. Nyesom Wike came, and all the good things that were kept in place that was done to facilitate the welfare and well-being of Rivers people was immediately and automatically cancelled. Nyesom Wike cancelled Timarif that employed thousands of Rivers youth. He came and stopped the bursary that was something that government had always done to help support the students, to relieve the pains and financial burden on the parents. He cancelled bursary. He didn't stop at that. The demonstration staff school that we had across our university campuses in Rivers State here was automatically stopped. He stopped paying those workers for 6 straight years. And he started the moment he came in. And the people went to court that they were employed by government and what they are doing is in line with the laws of Rivers State, they went to the industrial court. They won at industrial court. Nyesom Wike appealed. He also lost at appeal. Yet, he refused to pay the salaries of these people until he left office. He didn't stop there. The promotions that were given to polytechnic staffs, Nyesom Wike cancelled it. The employment that were given to them, he suspended it. Everything that has to do with education in Rivers State here was practically destroyed by Nyesom Wike. Nyesom Wike acted as if education was a crime for Rivers people. And that was the reason why the Inekurubo Model Secondary School, which was, a pride and a standard that people came from all over the world to come and witness, was also cancelled. A school that had, foreigners, Asians, teaching the students of Rivers State. A school that can compete with any of the Ivy League schools in the world, built here in Rivers State, and was supposed to be built in all geopolitical districts in Rivers State. The one that had been completed and had already kicked off. A school whereby if you are to pay the school fees in a private arrangement will cost over 10-15 million naira per session. But poor Rivers people were given access to go to that school for free. And white people were teaching them. But Nyesom Wike came, disbanded the school, and today as we speak, he did not just disband the school, he handed over the facility to the Navy. And those are the people using that facility today. That is to tell you the extent to which Nyesom Wike despised the education of Rivers' sons and daughters. And then today, the same man is celebrating the graduation of his own son from King's College, a thing that he couldn't allow Rivers people to benefit from. And when I tell people that Nyesom Wike is an elitist, a man who came from a common background, who has transformed himself to be an elitist member of the society, some people say I have hatred for him. But that's not true. We just have to state the fact as it is. If a man like Rotimi Amechi, his son is graduating from a foreign university and he made it public, of course, I would even advocate for the government of Rivers State to give a public holiday for the celebration of such achievement, because that was a man who showed the world that the welfare and well-being and the education of Rivers children mattered to him. But of course, Amechi has, the humanity to understand that the country is very difficult. Things are very tough today. Therefore, there are certain things that you should not do. But not a man like Nyesom Wike. Amechi understands and feels the pulse of the people, even though he's also living in a glass house, but at least he can see through the glass and understand what is happening to the people. So most times you will not see something like that. As at when Nyesom Wike came on board as governor of Rivers State had already attained a great height in education. We were in 2012 or 2013, we were the UNESCO World Book Capital of the world here in Rivers State. But in 8 years' time, everything about education in Rivers State was destroyed under the administration of Nyesom Wike. And then here we are today, young men and women who are victims of the abrasive and draconian decisions, of Nyesom Wike, are out there celebrating the graduation of the son of Nyesom Wike from King's College. And I begin to wonder, are we okay in our heads? Because these are some of the common things that should tell us the person or the man that Nyesom Wike is. And some people will say, oh, why blame the children? The act of the father should not be transferred to the children. That's not true. The children of Nyesom Wike as of today are all adults. None of them had the presence of mind to come forward one day to go and condemn or to distance themselves from any of the, very far-reaching, debilitating decision or actions, of their father to Rivers people. But these are adults who already have girlfriends, who already go to US to spend millions of dollars to celebrate their birthdays and all of those things, enjoying the stolen common patrimony of Rivers State that are stolen by their father. And you expect that because they are not the one, that people should not talk, people should not include them in whatever anger that they have about their father. That's not true, because up to tomorrow, they are still benefiting from the loot. They are still benefiting, from the financial malfeasance of their father. And none of them had come out to distance themselves from all the things that their father is doing against Rivers State. So, definitely, they should be called out. And I pity our Rivers youth who don't even know the destruction that this man had done to them, because probably the man is using voodoo on Rivers people. And then even when they see it and feel it, they still cannot see it. They continue to behave like, cow that are being led to the slaughterhouse. That's the only reason why a man like Nyesom Wike will be celebrating his son on social media to have graduated from King's College, and people will throng up and start celebrating him. Nyesom Wike came here, stopped every program, every other thing that was put in place to give support to the common man. Nyesom Wike stopped every one of it and called it waste of money, so that he can, entrench a lot of poverty that will make the people beggarly, so that they will crawl to him, so that he will stop, using our common patrimony for Rivers people, so that he will keep it and use it to build his own empire. And he did it successfully for 8 years, and he's still fighting today as we speak to continue such hegemony. And some people are still out there supporting them. People who suffered, people who are still suffering. Some of the people who felt the pain from the actions of Nyesom Wike, going around to congratulate his son, going around to support him. The only logical conclusion I can come up with is that people like that are jinxed. Because the truth is that the people who are on social media celebrating Nyesom Wike are all victims of Nyesom Wike. That's the truth. Nyesom Wike only deals with the elites. He's an elitist, and none of his elitist friends will you see they are, celebrating him. So the same people who are at the receiving end, the same people who felt the pain, who are receiving, the trauma of the actions of Nyesom Wike, are the ones who are going out to go and support Nyesom Wike, for whatever reason known to them. It's unfortunate, or it is until we begin to set our mind right, until we begin to know how to identify the people who are our problems and stop calling our traducers our saviors, then we will not move forward. Because when we continue to do like that, celebrating the people who are killing us, what we are doing in essence is to encourage them to continue to do the things that they have done, or the things that they've been doing to us. But if we all come together and say enough is enough, and then begin to ask for accountability, then they will understand that what they are doing is wrong. Because if you want to say, oh, Nyesom Wike, all the money he has been in power, this, that, don't he have money to send his children abroad? Let me ask a simple question. Has Nyesom Wike done any other job apart from politics since the day he was born? If you say that he's a governor, so he should have all the money. How much is the salary of a governor? A salary of a governor is not above 3 million naira per month. And then, okay, the security vote that they always harp on, that it is the money that gives them access to do all they want to do. Were they not supposed to account for the security votes? So if you put all the money that he earned as a governor together, the money he earned legally, and then juxtapose it with all of the properties that Nyesom Wike has bought across Rivers State, because today, Nyesom Wike owns at least 1/4 of Rivers State, will it be commensurate to what he's legally supposed to earn as a governor? The answer is no. That means the man has been stealing from the people of Rivers State consistently, and then you hail him and praise him and all of that and give him all sorts of titles. It's unfortunate, but some of us have to take exception and stand our ground to condemn these things. Because, of course, every time in life, we must have the Nyesom Wikes. But nature will also throw up the Solomon Lenu, who will make sure that the Nyesom Wikes are put in line. And that is what it is. Thank you so much, and God bless you.